Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Yes, better understand the world news, world occurrences as we evolve. Good day, viewers. My name is Mark Godwin Iwejuwa, and we're here for our Friday Global World Affairs. Joining me from different parts of the world, as we normally do, are my colleagues and coordinators. In faraway Toronto, Canada, is our man, Sir George Chukwu. Sir George, you're welcome to SSM Friday News Update.
Good morning, Mark Godwin, and good morning, viewers from around the world. Welcome to our Friday show where we discuss international affairs and digging deep into things that concern you. Today is a fantastic day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, George. Thank you. You are going to give us some of the updates, George. Some of the things are coming from your corner. So, but yes, joining us also from the other side of the world is our man, Ogbeni Olayinka Raji. Raji, you're welcome.
Good morning, Sir Mark. Good morning, Sir George. Good morning, viewers around the world. Welcome to our Friday program.
Welcome to our Friday program. You're welcome, gentlemen. It's good to see you. It's dark and cloudy out here. I don't know how the weather is with Sir George. Sir George, how is your weather there? Is it cool?
It's still very early to determine what's going to happen, but it's going to be about 22 degrees today, so it's going to be good.
Okay. And
the weather better behave, because today is my birthday and I'm celebrating it.
Yes, Sir George. Is it today that is the birthday, or today the day you chose to celebrate it?
Today is the day I choose to celebrate it, actually.
Good, that's it, because I remember we did that special.
Yeah, you did that last time, yes.
And we're waiting for our Ogbeni Olarinka's birthday. The big yes, it's coming soon. We know.
October special holiday.
That's the special holiday. Yes. Okay, guys. It's not very special in some place. Let's turn to the. First of all, let's come home. Yesterday was the southeast part of Nigeria proclaimed yesterday as a Biafra Memorial Day. Not a bad idea, but things turned very not too good in some parts of the southeast. Let's see this video and we'll come to the discussion.
Jesus.
Okay, guys, we will not go further, but before we also go into the discussion, it's good our man from the UK, London, UK is here. Femi, okay, you're welcome to Friday Global Update. We normally don't have you on Friday. We don't know what happened this time. It's good to see you. Good to see you.
I just thought that with all the things that are happening internationally and in Nigeria, I should try and grace your segment with my presence. And I'm glad to see George and Raji, my co-combatants, waiting for me.
As a matter of fact, in the middle of the night, I contacted Femi, who was up all night getting ready and loading his ammunition for today's show. So get ready.
Nice. Okay, they say you can't go chasing rat outside when your house is burning. Is that so? So we're starting with this Nigerian update. Today is global world affairs. So let's do this Nigerian update because it's very serious. First of all, yesterday, like we said, was declared Biafra Memorial Day. And I gave that little talk of, it's not a bad idea to remember dead citizens that happened in an occurrence years ago, but it turned very, very ugly. Right, what you just saw there, that video clip was in Abia State. Abia State gunmen were said to have stormed the military units in the morning of yesterday, burnt patrol vans, burnt areas, and killed. Now we don't have the right number, but quite a number of soldiers, Nigerian servicemen, were killed in that fracas you saw. Let me start with Raji that is in Nigeria. Raji, what was that thing? What's happening there in Abia State?
I would have thought that if it was a Remembrance Day for Biafran and those who died during Biafran War, I would have thought that to be a very solemn day where you remember those who lost their lives, and therefore will be more solemn, and therefore will be thinking of what to do to avoid further death. I'm so sorry that the servicemen lost their lives, and my condolences go to their families. My condolences also go to the families of, I'm sure one or two Biafrans might have lost their lives or might have gotten wounded. I wouldn't say it serves them right. I will also say have some human feelings. I have tried as much as possible to see if I could understand the stance of my Biafran in-laws. You know,
there is no Biafra in-law. Actually, there is no Biafran in-law. I'm so sorry. Just wanted to correct you. Thank you.
About my Igbo in-laws.
Okay. Thank you.
Igbo in-laws. I have in-laws from the southeast. I'm really connected to them. And I'm so sorry about all that is happening, especially their Monday sit-at-homes, which causes a lot of economic difficulty for the people. And I really don't understand them. I can't go into their mind to understand.
Okay, thank you, Raji. Yes, it's more. It's so much more. Let's come to Femi. Femi, you posted something this morning that was very pivotal. Stringent point. The exams, West African exams is going on, and maths is going to be held next Monday, like you said. And that Monday in the southeast, there is that thing called sit at home. Raji just talked about the economic deficiency we suffer in that time. Now we're talking of an exam that comes once in a person's time. So come give us what is happening, Femi, coupled with that fracas in Abia State. What's happening? Why are the Igbos doing this? Why are they so-called Biafra?
You see, this is a kind of self-inflicted destruction. And for me, as Raji said, our brother, I have many friends and family in the Southeast as well. And I just find they're killing ourselves. You understand? If it was about the Fulanis or any other person, generally you would think you're going to attack those people. But we're all Nigerians. You are attacking your own selves. This sit at home is disastrous. It's causing mayhem. It's destroying Indigo economy. You understand? Who as an outsider is going to come and invest in such an economy? Now you say Liberation Day. Liberation Day is a day, as Raji said, of remembrance, of sovereignty, so people to feel calm and think, reflect on the past, those who have died. And it could even be it could even be used as a celebration of Indigo. You understand? Those who died and those who are living, and that we don't make the same mistake. But instead of that, they start to kill themselves again. I mean, it's so sad. The real lesson, really, the real lesson for all Nigerians is to see what happened when Oduduwa Nation declared independence. What did we see? Governor Makinde mobilized the military and the security network, security apparatus in Oyo State. Supposedly governors have no control, but they managed to mobilize them in Oyo State, and they got rid and arrested everybody that was involved and destroyed their homes, and they are facing prosecution as we speak. But in Alaigbo, what do we see? Ohaneze is giving excuses, saying it's not IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There's not this one. It's not that one. Yeah, we don't know. Blah, blah. Excuses. The governor's like Governor Oti is putting his head in the sand, saying, "I'm sorry, I can't stop the people who are doing liberation deal." What kind of governance is that? Look, it's down to Ala Igbo to sort out their problems. Stop blaming other people and giving excuses for this nonsense. Every situation is local, so those people are being harbored by their fellow Indigo. It's time for them to call them out and expose them, and let's get rid of this rot within our system. That's what needs to happen right now.
Is there complicity? It seems to be
them out,
complicity.
expose them, and
know,
this rod. Okay, let's come to George. George, but before I come to you, I want to say this. George, hear this. Ohaneze has the Ohaneze, that Pan-African Social Group, has exonerated itself from that event yesterday. The governor of Abia State says he doesn't know about this. Now, how could they also, because Ohaneze called up for this that Monday, that yesterday's trip, special, whatever it is. Now, how could they also now say they don't know about what probably happened? I mean, an organization like that should understand what could happen on a day like that. Sir George, let's hear you.
There are, you only have excuses when there are failures. I've never seen any successful person who gives excuses for being successful. Femi just penned it out so well. It is so just, I don't know how to think about that. How you can just sit and then begin to just inflict pain upon your own self and your family, and destroying the economy of the whole Southeast. Is so, I just don't understand it. And to say that the governors are handicapped, the Ohaneze, that's I don't even know how to describe them. Because for starters, if these people are serious, they will nip this in the bud. That's what I keep on saying. To say that we are handicapped and we cannot do anything, the Southeast governors, all they're doing is, their interest is making sure that their pockets are full. If not, why can't they come together as a whole Southeast governors, put a plan together, contribute money for local vigilante groups to ensure that such a thing, I mean, you can penetrate within and find out who are these people doing these things, because everybody knows. The family of these people know who they are. Why are they not being pointed? Why are we giving excuses? This is so sad. If you know how much is being lost every single day, what is being lost educationally, financially, economically, and otherwise, and socially,
and lives,
because of this nonsense, lives that are being lost. Can you just imagine taking a gun and going after the military man that is keeping peace? There is no excuse whatsoever.
George, but we have the Bubagu vigilante, and we have there are quite some number of local.
It's a game. Excuse me, it is a game. Look at what happened in your state. It is a game that Igbos are playing. Both the Ohaneze and the leaders. Don't tell me nothing. This is a game. I am telling you, the people that I'm blaming are those people that are on top. If you call yourself a leader, you are responsible for what happened in Ali.
100%.
Tell me,
100%.
100%. They are all guilty. Guilty of the blood that was shed. Tomorrow, if the federal government sends military people now and they go searching and looking at what happened in Rivers, in a Delta State or wherever the case might be, and then we begin to we begin to say, oh, the military are here. What do you expect? People are there to keep peace in this nation, and you bring all these hoodlums, uneducated, riffraffs, carrying guns all over and disturbing the peace of a place. It's so deplorable and so I don't even know how to describe it. It's excuses.
Right.
Thank you.
It's not just Abia. It's not just Abia. There's also killing in Enugu, and I know there was a fracas also in Eboye. So it's not just in Abia.
Yes. There's the Enugu one too.
It's not right. It's not fair to them. themselves. They are not fair to themselves.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
We're waiting for the police, the Army Public Relations, to give a formal announcement, because what we've heard is about 15 soldiers were ambushed and
15.
Can I just add?
About 2 or 3. That's what I saw. The report was about 2 or 3.
Yeah, can I just add? I think it was 5 soldiers actually. Can I just add to finalize? I think we must take away this excuse that if you release Nnamdi Kanu, then all this nonsense will stop. If those people are not linked to Nnamdi Kanu, apparently these people have nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. That means if Nnamdi Kanu is released, it won't make a difference. They will continue what they're doing.
They will continue what they're doing.
There are other solutions, and the solutions is that the people within Ala Igbo, the leaders, Ohaneze, the governors, the chiefs, they know who these people are. They should root them out and expose them and eliminate them. That's what they need to do. That will solve the problem.
It doesn't matter. Lock them all up.
Lock them up or eliminate them. Bandits, you see what displeases me is that when it's happening in the north, we will scream, "Look at what's happening in the north." But bandits are being killed every day. You understand? They're being killed every day. You understand? There's no course of justice. They're not going taken to court. They've been eliminated. You understand? So if they can be eliminated in the north, they must be eliminated anywhere. If they don't surrender their arms, they must be eliminated because they are terrorists. Nothing else, nothing more. Terrorists, criminals and terrorists.
The point is this: nature abhors vacuum. It is the vacuum of leadership in the southeast that is causing all of this. If there is a true active leadership, I can guarantee you they would have sought all these people out. All you need to do, Peter Obi, I remember specifically what happened when there was havoc in the Anambra state.
Yes.
I came back from and I landed in Enugu, and then I thought it was still the same. He made a promise, I'm going to clean it up. He cleaned it up. He set a lot of places up. People used to steal, they used to maim, they used to kill. All of a sudden, before you know it, in less than 90 days, every single one of them ran away. Why was it so? Because what they were doing, they fed them with the same weapon that they were using. They started eliminating them one by one, going to their houses and arresting them. That is the answer to this. They know what to do, giving excuses.
They were even eliminated, and there was the rivers of blood. So we know about all of that. But the point is, as it stands now, Peter Obi is quite silent. Obi Kizekele, they're all quiet. These are supposed leaders of Indigo. They're keeping quiet. So I don't understand why they're keeping quiet.
This nonsense. They need to come out and condemn it.
Yeah, no one is condemning. They're not condemning it. They're not condemning it.
Anyway, guys, thank you. Let's chat up a little. That was sad yesterday. It was really not to right. Gruesome activities all in the southeast in the name of IPOB and all those things they call themselves. But let's look to another nice thing coming from the Nigerian angle. Femi, you brought that news up. The first black female mayor of Leeds in the UK. That's something to cheer up our viewers also. Let's see the clip, then we'll come to it. Let's see her opening speech. We'll come to it.
5. Leeds is renowned for its compassion, resilience, and unity, values which resonate deeply with me personally. Representing the diverse populace of Leeds alongside my family fills me with immense pride. My journey began in Zaria, Kaduna State, Nigeria, graduating with a bachelor's degree in business education from Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria laid the foundation of my academic pursuits. Subsequently, thank you to all the Zaria people here.
Nice. Thank you. You know one thing, my journey also started in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and it's nice to hear her talk about Zaria, beautiful university there in the north. Yes, let's hear Femi. That's Abigail Marshall Khatun. She takes over the role of the she becomes, I think, the 130th Lord Mayor of Leeds. That's the very first. Yes, that's the first person of African descent to hold that position. Is that correct? She said she arrived in 2000, and she is giving her kudos to Madubele University. Femi, tell us what's that news of?
I mean, this is the fantastic news, and also the main thing is because she's also from the north. You know, in the diaspora, we don't really see much of northerners in the UK. I mean, to all of the Nigerians, but this is a major milestone to become the first person of color to be Leeds Lord Mayor. Leeds is full of Asians and other diverse ethnicities, so it's great for Nigeria. Nigerians have been mayors in many other local authorities, and it just goes to show that if you have true democracy at local government level, the best will emerge. We need to do something about local government in Nigeria. There's no democracy. It is fake. It's not even, it's like not even a tier of government. And part of the insecurity is because there's lack of proper local government functioning. You know, we need to sort this out. And I'm glad that the federal government, through the Tinubu, has taken the matter to the Supreme Court to insist that governors should stop using local government funds, and they should have full autonomy. I think this is part of the restructuring that we need, and maybe it's going to come to pass. But that is dependent on the judiciary doing the right thing. You know, we have a judiciary open to the highest bidder.
Don't put the burden on the judiciary.
Judiciary open to the highest bidder. Whenever there's a conflict in the constitution, decision is made by the judiciary.
The burden on the judiciary.
Hold on. The decision is in the hands of the judiciary. Can I finish?
Are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer, Raji? Who are you defending?
If we have to talk about that local government thing, when Tinubu was governor of Lagos, what did he do about local government thing? The kind of fracas he had with Obasanjo, until the local governments are taken out of the constitution. There's no constitution in the world that dictates the local government that any state could have. Local government is a state matter. Therefore, take it out of the constitution, and then let's see what will happen thereafter. There's no reason. There's no way that the federal government will dictate.
Allow Femi to finish. Let's hear what Femi is saying. Let him finish up.
Right. So for me, I was making the point that whenever there's constitutional matters, it's down to the judiciary to be the final arbiter, the Supreme Court, that's to speak. And what we hope is that they're not a judiciary open to the highest bidder, and that they'll do the right thing. I understand what Raj is saying about local governments or whatever. I think the law should make it clear that states can create local governments. They should be able to create local governments. They're already creating CDAs. But they're creating CDAs anyway, so they have. But what I'm saying is that the funding, which is coming from federal government, should go automatically to local governments, not to the state government, and then the state government puts in their pocket. You can't be in support of that, Raji. Come on. This is why we don't have any governments in Nigeria.
Let's not take the shine away from
the lady,
yeah. Let's not take the shine away from
our lady in Leeds.
George Abigail Marshall has done us proud. Now, I want us to look at it also from this angle. A young girl from the north of Nigeria comes all the way to the diaspora and makes a name for herself, and also makes a name for our country, the black race, and every other thing that matters. George, talk about this.
Well, it makes us very proud, you know, to see that even some of us that have jumped out from Nigeria are out there doing great things. You know, I mean, seriously, it is, we are very proud of her. And, you know, I mean, like when they go out there, you know, rather than here, you know, when we come outside of Nigeria and begin to, you know, bastardize our name and criminalizing as if all Nigerians are just criminals and 419ers. It is great it's so refreshing to see this. And when you look at her, hear her speak, you can understand the level of her intellect and how proud and how wonderful she is. I am so proud of her. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You know,
congratulations.
Yes.
The name is Abigail Marshall Katung. And
Katong.
yes,
Yes.
And she now sits as the new Lord Mayor of Leeds, officially sworn in 6 days ago. And she takes the role from a former mayor, and she becomes the 130th Lord Mayor of that very
beautiful.
Massive man, you know that the Northerners, although we look at them as being more of a male chauvinist kind of polarity, they were the ones that were likely to have the first female governor twice. You understand? In Adamawa. And so they're doing far better than we in the South, and we in the South we say that we are more liberated, and we're more equal. So the Northerners, remember Queen Amina from Zaria?
Zaria, that's correct. Now that's a very good point to observe, Femi. And of a truth, the northern females, Nigerian northern politicians have made more headway. If you go to Jos and Kaduna, you have female councillors and chairman and all that, and that's correct. Thank you, Femi. Thank you for that observation. So, guys, let's move on with one last small story before we go on a break. We're not talking on Trump yet, but we're talking on something you actually probably don't know. There's a movie going on Trump. There's a movie going on Trump. It's called The Apprentice. The movie is being premiered at the Cannes festival here in France, close to me. But one thing is happening. Trump is not, he says he doesn't agree to the movie production because it paints him in a very bad light, But they say they went through his memoir, his storyline, and everything is as it is. So that movie is being premiered not too far away from me here in Paris, France. And but Trump is kicking against it. It's being directed by an Iranian Danish filmmaker called Ali Abbasi. He portrays Trump's transformation from a young man, to the level he has come to now. So, how will you feel like being portrayed in a movie, Raji, and you feel that movie is criticized instead of making you look good?
See, it's all witch hunting and politics. The Democrats know that they have no chance whatsoever if they should present Biden. And therefore, the only person that could stand against Biden, apart from RF Kennedy, is Trump. Therefore, they have to eliminate him first.
Let's go on a small break. We'll be back. I know you have a lot.
Look at the football.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. So the Democrats went and got an Iranian guy and paid him money and gave him money and bribed him to do a movie on Trump in France, right? Raji, sometimes
I'm not. No. You are putting into your own words.
Oh my God,
you that is happening is our politics.
It's so laughable. It is absolutely so laughable.
These defenders of Trump now, wow, MAGA, make America great.
I'm not defending Trump. I'm not defending Trump.
Let's make America great again. Come on.
In fact, it will serve America well if they have Trump as their president. The way they have
make America great again.
Dictators.
Oh my God!
Before we go on the break, the small break, let's bring in our man Godwin Ibe. He will be speaking on the other end. Viewers, Godwin Ibe, you're welcome to News Echoes Friday update. We'll be back after this break.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Yes, you're welcome back, viewers. You're welcome to our Friday edition of the SSM News Update. We call it Global World Affairs. And I'm here with my colleagues and friends, brothers from different parts of the world. Joining us now is our man, Godwin Ibe, from Moscow, Russia. Godwin Ibe, you're welcome to Friday World Affairs.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in.
Thank you. And also still in the UK, London, UK, is Femi. Okay, Femi, conveyor of the Better Niger. Yes, you're welcome, Femi. You're welcome back.
Lovely to be here. Lovely to be here.
Okay, still in Lagos, Nigeria. We need that person from that ground zero point of most occurrences in Nigeria, and there is Ogbeni Olayinka Raji. Raji, thank you for being on.
My honor to be here. It's my honor. I'm honored to be here.
And today we'll be having more from the North America part, and Sir George Chukwu is standing in for us there. Sir George, you're welcome back. I hope you're good.
I am wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Guys, let's dive in now. We've just talked on the Nigerian situation. Trump has been found guilty of all 34 counts, all of it. The jury of 7 men and 5 women made their decisions yesterday. A very dramatic event. 22 witnesses were on stand, and it's all on this hush money thing, plus the talk of crime. I think that was he was found guilty of falsifying some business records. He hid some payments that should be made, and he tried to silence the porn star Stormy Davids. Godwin, let's come with you. Yes, we know you're in America, but and we know you're in Russia, but we also know you're following up those stories. Give us what is it like from your corner?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that here in Russia, we all respect the wishes, the desires, the mandate of foreign citizens and their elected officials, and so it's not it's vital to us who's going to be there, if it's Trump or Biden. But what is interesting from the situation is that Trump all this is coming at an election cycle, at a time when Trump seems to be the clear favorite in polls that I see, but please correct me if I'm wrong. In most polls I see, he's leading in both the Electoral College and the popular vote when polled against Biden. So this is coming at a very politically heated moment. So it unveils a lot of motivation to remove him from the ballot box. And if that is true, then obviously you're disenfranchising the whole American populace. That's the first. Secondly, as I understand, it's a particular court that found him guilty. He can still appeal. And sometimes from historical records, sometimes a court that is more politically aligned, that has more judges from a particular party, tends to favor a kind of pro-democratic decision. And then when he goes up to the appeal and to the Supreme Court, he goes the other way. We've seen this countless number of times, including with the Roe v. Wade. So it may not be the last time we're hearing about it. But I think the American people should decide if Trump is guilty or not, first of all, and if he should be their leader. But artificial means of altering the ballot box and the candidate is very troubling, very worrisome. And well, it's not the kind of democracy that we hear preached about. I don't think that's very representative of that.
Thank you, Godwin.
You know what? It is so sad.
George, hold
you need
on.
You need to allow me because
George,
listen to this.
Don't worry.
I'm North American. I live in America.
I want us to take it around so it goes smooth. Yes, the U.S. Constitution says that he can still run for president, and a lot of other things too. But like Godwin Ibe said, it's coming at a time when we're close to that election. Femi, okay. what do you think will play out in the next weeks and month? His sentencing will come up in July 11th, and that will be 4 days to the Republican National Convention. So what do you think will be playing out in all of this?
Yeah, this won't affect his candidacy. He will still remain the Republican candidate. So and the MAGA people will tell you that actually him being made guilty is actually going to give him more kudos for his vote. More of the MAGA people, the devotees, will be more hardened to vote for him. So I don't think it's really going to affect his vote. However, independents who will look at it and scrutinize it will say, look, he was found guilty by a jury, not by the Democrats, not by Biden, but a jury of his peers. So at the end of the day, you see what I find most despicable about a lot of people is that when the judgment favors you, then it's great. When it doesn't favor you, then you start complaining. Trump in himself, in his own words, said, what did he say? He said, even Mother Teresa cannot come off of these charges because he knew what he had done. He said it with his own mouth. He already pronounced himself guilty. And then when he was pronounced guilty, he then started screaming and making noise. Look, this is ridiculous. The Trump Supreme Court is the Trump Supreme Court. It's full of Republicans. They said that the 2020 elections were never rigged. So these are facts. So at the end of the day, he tried to manipulate the elections with his hush money and has been found wanting. At the end of the day, I doubt if he'll be imprisoned anyway. They'll just give him a slap on the wrist and we'll move on. But he's definitely a convicted felon, which is quite different to what happened with our President Tinubu, where people were trying to stop Tinubu from becoming the president based on a civil litigation. You see, the duplicity in our politics in Nigeria is ridiculous. You know, here in Nigeria, if you're a convicted person, you can't become the president if your sentence is less than 10 years ago. But in America, whether you're convicted or not, you can become the president. So even if he's got conviction, even if he goes to prison, he can still be the president of the United States of America. God bless the United States of America.
He ended it with God bless the United States of America. George, now we come to you. Raji, hold tight too. George, I wanted you to give us the last take, but you seem like you have more to say now.
No, the point is this. Like, you know, Femi just spoke my mind, because what actually makes me angry is the sign of the times we're living in, where good is called bad and bad is called good. Light is called darkness and darkness is called light. The point about it is this: everybody knows what he did, what happened. It wasn't a witch hunt. The man is the man. He is the, you know, who we know he is. He's a corrupt man, whether we like it or not. Where everything, you know, spells the whole thing plainly. Let's just imagine that it was Obama that did what Trump did. What do you think will be happening in America today? No, you just tell me. Because, you know, one thing we don't understand is, if you don't live in a place, if I don't live in the North, I can pontificate all I want to. But somebody who actually experientially lives in the northern part of Nigeria can tell me more of what actually the way people are living and the true nature of things. I lived in America. That's where I grew up. So the point about it is this. Number one, the criminal charges and all those things will not affect anything, because I believe that Trump is going to be the next president of America, all things being equal, whether we like it or not. Why is that? It's very possible. But the point I am making is because of the white supremacy movement. Whether we like it or not, you can't paint it any way you know. Let it just be somebody of color that did half of what Trump has done. That person will be languishing in jail today as we speak. All this MAGA movement is all about taking it back to the way it was in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, because they believe that, you know, immigrants have come and they are taking over what belongs to them. Trump himself believes that. He's not a Christian. He poses as a Christian. He supports Christianity because he knows that's the only way he can get a group of people. No, look at the man's lifestyle. Listen to me. I like the man, but let's speak the truth as it is. It wasn't Democrats that brought him to justice or whatever the case was. It's a jury. a number of jury that was selected. He was there. His lawyers were there when they were selected. He's found guilty. He's a felon. But the bottom line to it, he is a white man, and nothing will happen to him. Just straightforward. Let's leave it that way.
Thank you, George.
100% correct. 100% correct.
You see, Raji, hold tight. The picture you see is the justice that will be giving out the verdict come July 11th. By 10 a.m. on July 11th, we'll hear what will happen to Trump. Now that's Joan McCann. He will decide the punishments that will come to Trump. It might include jail time. Who knows? But Raji, I put it to you because you're in Nigeria. We see what is happening in America. Yes, some people will say they've come of age in their democracy, but this looks good somehow. It makes us to know that you reap what you sow. I mean, whoever you are, you reap what you sow. So can this be playing out in Nigeria? We see leaders that have embezzled funds, done all kind of manner of crimes, but they just fizzle away. Nothing happens. It just ends like that. Raji, tell us. Will this?
My view of the whole thing is that whatever is happening is what is revealing to us America that we know, America that had been hidden from us. All that what is happening is a revelation of American society as it is. So don't let us all their talk about democracy and all things. It's just hogwash. And I'm happy what is happening to America now, because they have done worse to African countries, to black communities. Let them also feel the governance of a man like Trump, whom you cannot point at anything that the man has done that has been clean, from his Trump University to the Trump Towers to everything that he has done.
Nothing.
And yet you can see the confidence with which he talks about tax evasion. He tells you, that he beat the system. And it's true about it.
What did he say about the women? What did he say about women?
Okay.
He just touches them on the blah blah blah. If any other man said that, that presidency is finished.
But let's leave.
I just want to add one more thing to what has been said. I'm patiently listening. Everyone knows that Trump, as a businessman, has gotten his hand into things that are probably far from clean. But that's not the bone of contention here, actually, in terms of MAGA supporters, or the fact that it will derail him from being the president. The point is the double standard. The Biden family have also been accused. In fact, the Committee on Oversight and Accountability have accused the Biden family of a lot. His son deleted the information from laptop that could have been used for evidence. And pedals, draws, cocaine found in the White House. Even his fellow party mate Clinton had issues with even the diplomat dying in Libya and deleting of the email server and all of that. I know even the House on Oversight and Accountability and Arm Committee from the arm of the government, legislative arm, legislative arm, also pronounced and declared that Biden has been involved in things at corrupt dealings that are at his own interest, and they were investigating that if it puts the whole America.
And was found not guilty, Mr. Godwin. He was found not guilty. Listen to this.
You're not telling the truth, man.
If you can do that, we shouldn't do that. Because they submitted themselves. Listen.
You had the chance. So let me just finish.
Carry on, God.
You are in Russia. Hold on. You are in Russia. What you're reading is the conservative news. Okay, don't do that because they submitted themselves. No, they submitted themselves.
Let him continue.
Joe Biden has been accused both of the MAGA. Let me finish, please. Joe Biden has been accused both by MAGA supporters, some independents, and the Committee on Oversight and Accountability accused of this. I don't know if he was eventually convicted. If you say he was evicted, but even up to today, we are still hearing some more convictions connected to supporting Ukraine at the expense of America, or even the immigration problem on the southern border, putting it at a lower priority than supporting a country that is way off, far from their border, like in Ukraine, or even those who are pro-Israel. I say those who are looking at the support for Israel are saying that, oh, okay, the amount of support for Israel, is it coming against American interest? I'm not to decide for them. I'm just saying people have made such allegations and such accusations, and it's not about Trump being clean that is the problem, but it's the double standard and the motivation for it coming at this time when there's a political cycle. That's the point. So let's not try to cover that up.
Godwin, I'm with you on this, and we have comments here. Let's read some of these comments, please. First of all, we had a comment from FNA, and she's one of us. She said they are not condemning it because they feel that those people are their supporters. I think she is referring to the MAGA people condemning what is happening. Then Starlight Entertainment is saying that the only difference between Trump and Biden is he who starts more wars. Trump isn't so much for it, but Biden is. Both are criminals. And he says, good to see Dr. Godwin. Dr. Godwin, some comments from you, from the viewers. Good to see you on the show. It seems like we will not have anything to say if he says it as it is. Thank you, everybody watching. We have quite a number of people watching. Now, gentlemen,
thank you.
It's a serious thing.
Yes,
it's a serious thing going on in America. We're watching, but July will determine everything. But let's move on. George, keep it on with us on that update. But George, please, be sorry to say this, but be neutral, because really,
you see, can I say something? If you listen to me, I am very, very neutral.
Let George speak now.
Thank you. I am very, very neutral, because when someone is wrong, I will condemn it, whether it's Biden or not Biden, because I'm not siding with the Democrats, neither am I siding with the Republicans, and I've never sided with any party whatsoever. It's individuals. If a Republican comes out today that is good for the economy, that is good and clean, I will support that individual. I'm not a political affiliated individual. I like individuals sometimes because of what they represent. But the point about it is this: you see, we condemn certain things, then when he favors us because this is the way we like it, where we begin to pontificate in that direction to condemn such. No, the point about it is I stand in the middle, and I will stay in the middle. I don't support Biden. When he messes up, I condemn him. When Trump messes up, I will condemn him, because I'm not a political individual. I don't like that, because what happens is one comes from the top and another one comes from the bottom. That's why it's difficult for me to, deal with Nigeria, because there is no ideological differences between the parties in Nigeria. All of them are in one basket. There's no difference. So no difference in thinking. But one thing about it is I will stand in the middle. But if you go to the right wrongly, I will bring you back to the middle. The point about it is this: number one, I will stand.
Go ahead.
Stand in the middle. You get beaten from both sides.
Okay, guys. This is not. The recovering Slovak PM has been moved to the capital. Remember the Slovak PM. That's
attempted assassination.
Yes. Robert Fico, Slovak Prime Minister. He's been moved out of the hospital he's been for, where he's been being treated for that wound on the shooting. He's been taken to the capital of the city of Slovak, and we hope he recovers. What they did was,
I'm very happy for him.
Yes. Let's come also to Africa. South Africa yesterday is running its election. I hope you guys are following. General election will be held in South Africa 29 May to elect new National Assembly members and legislators for 9 provinces. So what we are looking at is it looks as if ANC is losing its hold. ANC is losing its hold. Who has the story on the South African election?
Yeah.
Right, Godwin. Is anybody?
For me, it looks like I think that South Africa is like any other country where a government has been in position for far too long, and the people are not seeing the dividends of the democracy which they were promised when South Africa was liberated. So things are becoming more and more difficult. Unemployment is high, power outages everywhere, water shortages everywhere. So, who do you blame? You have to blame the government. So ANC are likely to lose quite a few seats, and they may have to negotiate with other parties to be maintained, to retain power. They're more likely to be the highest number of seats in the parliament. So I think they will still be running the government, but they will most probably be in partition with the other independent parties or whatever. We'll see how it all pans out, because the other parties will not have enough votes to be able to form government. That's the way I see it.
That's the way you see it. Okay. Final result is expected over the weekend. Many voters blame the ANC for high-level corruption, crime, unemployment in the country. So probably ANC won't be taking hold of key positions in the election anymore. Okay, guys, let's move on.
No, it will. Why not? It will. It's just that it will need to be in alliance with a minor parties.
Yes.
Let me add by saying that yes, a lot of citizens in South Africa are trying to punish the ANC for what they perceive as maybe South Africa not living to what it's supposed to be. But they are still the party of Nelson Mandela, the ANC, is still by far the strongest party, and they just need to convince one minority party, and they will make up the 50%. But the most important thing is that it's a lesson for them to adjust some things to suit the interest of the majority, make some compromises, change their policy a little bit. And of course, it's also important for us in Russia and for other BRICS nations as our partner and our friend. We wish them well. Also, as an African, we wish them well, and I hope that they'll be able to sort out their issues. We also believe in the ability of the South African people to choose their leaders, and we wish them well.
Thank you very much. Okay, still in South Africa.
Just one sentence, sir.
Go ahead. One sentence.
There is a subsisting issue that has been swept aside for a long time. That is the land question. Every election year, that land question comes up.
Okay.
Every election year, that land question. It was the land question that took Zimbabwe to where they are today. But the land question is still there in South Africa.
Okay.
Economic enfranchisement of the majority population. That's what is going to be an issue. Yeah.
And corruption charges have been filed. I don't know how true that is, but there are allegations of corruption. I think more people are concerned about corruption, and then the land should come second. If people think that there's no corruption and it's just a land problem, then they'll believe that somehow they'll be able to resolve it. But they don't believe that a decision is going to be made in their own interest, and that's the problem.
Wow, thank you.
Ramaphosa is a multi-billionaire. Ramaphosa.
Thank you.
He's a multi-billionaire.
Now let's look at also Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso says they've extended this military regime to 5 years. They are going to be holding power for the next 5 years. Take note, Burkina Faso had that coup in 2022. Now the guy says 5 years, they still hold on. That's the acting president, Captain Ibrahim Traore. I hope you guys have had that news yesterday. Burkina Faso. So, but we won't go dive deep into it so that we don't take up the whole space.
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, those who are thinking that the military government is better.
Okay.
Military government is never better.
Okay. All right, guys.
No, it's better. It's obviously has been better than what they had before in terms of dividends to the people. That's why they preferred now. It's not as a system. It's about
says the Russian in our midst.
Says what?
Okay.
No.
It's a joke.
I am not
It's a
saying no.
joke,
I have
Godwin.
never
It's a
said.
joke.
I have never
Godwin.
said.
Joke is a joke. Relax.
Okay. Biden gives Ukraine the permission to carry out limited strike within Russia using U.S. weapons.
Bad news. Bad news. Bad news.
Bad news.
Okay.
But the Ukrainians have been encouraged to fight the last person.
Go ahead. Tell us.
Yes. You see, the Ukrainians have been toasted to fight until the last person, and they are doing it. Very stupid people. There was no need for a war in Ukraine. Okay. If they have not allowed Boris Johnson to talk to their Canadian president and to stop him from signing a very, very favorable agreement with Russia.
George, bad news.
Well, listen. Why is it such a bad news? When Russia can bomb any part of Ukraine as they want, take lives and, call it a day and sing about it and happy about it, their own brothers across the nation. Why is it such a bad news when one nation you're fighting with another and they can bomb any part of maim your people, kill your people, destroy your people, rape your people, and do all kinds of things? But it is not an equal fair ground for them to hit you back where they want you, that it will hurt. Possibly that
George, are you talking about this Russia-Ukrainian war?
That's what he's talking about.
I'm talking about Russia-Ukraine war.
About rapes and everything.
War. Russia-Ukraine war. Is it? I'm asking you. Can you listen and answer the? Can you listen? Can you listen and answer the question? Can you listen? Listen to this. I'm asking a question. Why is this so wrong? That Russia can bomb any part of Ukraine, kill the people, destroy the infrastructure. Can you listen? Can you listen, please?
I'm listening.
Thank you. Don't interrupt. I'm asking a question. You have to hear the question. So what I'm saying is this. Why is this so wrong? Because the point is, as long as one side is able to afflict pain and destroy infrastructure and everything, the people in Russia might not be able to put pressure on Putin to stop the war. The point is this: because of the nuclear armaments, and the reason why we are doing this. Let's pamper them. Don't do anything. Don't fight them. Don't go into their city. Don't kill people in Russia. It's simply because you have a madman as the Ayatollah of Russia. He can press the button anyway and bring nuclear weapon. That's the only reason. If not,
you have a comedian in Ukraine.
Can I respond?
Femi,
can I respond? George, let me answer your question, George.
Go ahead.
George, this is the reason why Biden is languishing in the polls. This is part of the reason. He's a warmonger, okay? This is ridiculous, what he's doing. Remember that you mentioned it yourself. It's a nuclear power. You understand? We're not talking about any ordinary country. And what we're saying is the duplicity of the West is outrageous. How many countries are supporting Ukraine? UK, France, Germany, America, they can get weapons from everywhere. But they're telling everybody, don't give weapons to Russia. China shouldn't give Russia weapons to Russia. Iran shouldn't give weapons to Russia. North Korea shouldn't give Russia. Look, the thing is, if the Russians don't have all the normal ammunition to fight this war, they will resort to tactical nuclear weapons. What kind of world are we going to have if we then get that kind of situation? There is no way on this earth that Russia can lose this war. And the sooner that NATO understands that, the better they should go to the table of negotiation to find a way to settle this thing. Because if you think you're going to defeat Russia, that's an impossibility. We're looking at the next third world. That's a third world war coming. So hold on, let me finalize. I'm finalizing. Like what Roger said. Like Roger said, it is the people of Ukraine. That is the killing field, if you like, that are going to suffer from the mess. The Americans are not sending their troops there. The Russian, everyone else are not. It is Ukraine that is going to be the killing ground, and we need this war to stop. The same thing that's happening in Israel. They're allowing the Israelis to do whatever they like in Palestine. And that's another reason why Biden is languishing in the polls. These are ridiculous things for the Democrats to be doing. And you see that the youth Democrats are not supporting them. They don't want a war. They don't want a war in Palestine. They don't want war in the Ukraine. These are going to hurt Biden. I'm just telling you the truth.
No, you see, even if you're
I would like to speak, brother.
Let Godwin. Yeah, our fellow Russian.
Also, before Godwin,
ask the question. Ask the question.
I will answer it. I will answer it.
Can I rebuff? Okay, let me tell you something. The reason why this is being stopped and why it needs to stop. China has been watching. Look at what is happening today. We say, oh, China is not going to go to war. They are preparing to take over Taiwan. These are countries that can, with impunity, they want to do what they want to do because they are nuclear, countries.
Taiwan a country? Is Taiwan not part of China?
China will not.
Do you know what impunity is? Do you know who has done the most impunity?
Is Taiwan not part of China?
Okay, why is China preparing for war against
Is Taiwan not part of China? Taiwan is part of China. They want to get back their country.
You're changing the topic. Let's focus on what we're speaking about.
Let's changing the topic.
You ask a question. I would love to answer, but I want everyone to speak.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now you ask a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Also,
now
added to the question, France and Germany yesterday says Ukraine should be able to use the weapons they have to strike inside Russia. This was coming from Macron, and he gave some details on that yesterday. We were following up on his presentation. He was speaking on the conference alongside the German Chancellor and outlined French weapons they've sent to Ukraine so far, including long-range missiles, and they say they are permitted to target bases inside Russia. So tell us, Godwin, how is it from your side?
Okay, I'll first of all like to say that you can't speak about impunity without knowing actually what it is. Because if you know what it is, then you would understand that NATO has committed the most impunity. They've conducted the most wars. They had the most military budget. The US alone has 750 military bases around the world, and they are not for making chocolate and ice cream. They are there as military bases for reconnaissance and offensive operation, very far from their border. They've conducted the most wars. So speaking about impunity is like a digression from the topic. Now, why? You ask the question why. The answer to that why is that the big powers, the big geopolitical powers, agreed together from the Cuban military crisis days that there's the Monroe Doctrine. You should not enrich. You should not place your weapons at our neighbor's backyard. This was the US who invented this Monroe Doctrine. Secondly, it was agreed at the UN level, the principle of indivisible security, that among the big geopolitical powers, you should not strengthen a neighbor's security at their expense. This was all agreed at the United Nations level. Now, during the Cuban military crisis, Soviet Union respected that they shouldn't enrich Cuba and turn back, and we can see waves and waves of NATO expansion, and this is what has poked the bear Russia to act, combined with the killing of Russian-speaking people in Ukraine. Now, about negotiation, Russia is ready for peace. There's only one country in the world that has banned negotiation with Russia, and that is Ukraine. And it's a presidential decree that is enshrined and backed up by the legislative house. So Russia is open for as long as there's no way for negotiation, then the only other way is by there's no diplomacy, there's no negotiation. Then it's only on the battlefield that you decide that. But of course, it's not Russia's first choice. Then also, I would like to talk about the Ukrainian citizens. They really don't want to fight. So I may not agree fully with Raji. They are not stupid. They don't want to be fight. They are forced to fight. There are many border agents in Ukraine that leave Ukraine, escape to Moldova, Romania. When they are on duty, they wait for their duty day. They come to work and then they escape to Moldova, Romania. As I'm speaking to you today, I have seen videos, and not they told me, I have seen videos of Ukraine putting mines on their border, not the border with Russia, but the border with Europe, so that their own citizens will be exploded if they try to run towards Europe. That is how bad. Apart from the coupled forced mobilization we see, people go out to cut their hair, they are mobilized. People go to buy things in the shop, they are mobilized every single day. People really do not want to fight, but they are fighting because of the elites, and they are forced. And then they have made a government official declaration that they are reducing the time of preparation of this mobilized people from 2 months to 1.5 months. But people even say that the average lifespan of a mobilized Ukrainian is 4 days. From the day you pick him up to the street to the day he dies, just 4 days. You can imagine how horrible it is. 4 days. From the day they pick you up on the street, you know you have 4 days to live. Most of the weapons that have been delivered by the West do not even reach the front line. The United States have said it well. They've agreed that most of their weapons do not reach the front line, and they have urged Zelensky to fight corruption. And
thank you very much.
Let me just finish. Also, in the case of a nuclear war, last one. In the case of a nuclear weapon, in the case of a nuclear war, remember that Europe and US are much more dense than Russia. Even though Russia has a small, it's sparsely. In the case of a nuclear weapon and in nuclear war, not only will there be no victor, but the more dense cities will suffer. So let's hope that it doesn't get.
Ask me a question. Somebody asked me a question. Somebody, Starlight Entertainment asked me a question.
Yes.
When the war started, I never condemned Russia because Russia was doing what America did during the Cuban era. I did not condemn Russia. All I wanted was let there be a negotiation so that lives would not be lost on both sides, especially in Ukraine. Now, the point I'm making is this. Godwin, you mentioned that the only people stopping the negotiation is Ukraine, the president, okay, of Ukraine, that he's the one. Okay, now the question I'm going to ask you is, the negotiation that is put on the table, does it favor Russia completely? Because if Russia is, Ukraine is being bombed because, United Nations wanted to bring them in, and that is the main reason why this is happening, plus other reasons. Is there not a way to stop Ukraine from joining NATO and then stop the war so that they will stop, the killings will stop? Because
yes,
it seems
keep negotiating, keep talking, keep negotiating, keep talking. That's it. Simple.
Okay. So do you believe today that if you come to the table and bring Putin on the table and they say, okay, we're not going to allow NATO to come to Ukraine, therefore let's stop the war, do you think that
as a matter of fact they agreed that? Yes, as a matter of fact they agreed that in Turkey. They signed it on a piece of paper. President Putin has shown the paper in public. They agreed on that. Yes.
Okay. So
what are you speaking about?
You believe? No, I'm asking a question.
It already happened. I know that I believe it already happened.
Yes,
already happened. Not that I believe it already happened.
You might be diving more. You might be diving more deeper.
It already happened. I don't believe it already happened. They pulled out.
George, hold on. Don't worry.
All this happens. So when you have a comedian as your president,
yes.
So there's no. I think
Reagan was the actor. Reagan was an actor.
Who was
a comedian? Ukraine pulled out.
And what is Donald Trump? And what is Donald Trump?
Okay. What is Donald Trump? Donald Trump is a
guys. I'm
sorry.
Sorry.
A criminal. Yes.
We have viewers. We have quite a number. I don't know. Friday brings jammed in numbers for us. I think this Ukraine and all these foreign topics really affects people, and they want to know. Godwin, thank you. You did very well bringing us to light to what's happening. George, we thank you also because it is your curiosity that brings out the statements from Godwin. And we thank you all for viewing. There are viewers here writing, really mysterious, says, Russia invading Ukraine was just a land grab. There is no negotiation. Ukraine does not have to give Russia any land. That's really mysterious. They should have given Russia the F-16 fighter jets over a year ago. Okay, see, diverse opinion, diverse views, and it's not a problem. But gentlemen, we have to go. It's time. We used extra 10 minutes. Femi, okay, thank you for coming. Thank you for all the updates you've given us. Raji, thank you also for coming. We didn't do a topic. There's something we would have spoken about, but it's okay. We'll bring it on next week. Now, if you're here, viewers, if you're here and you are a European citizen, remember the election will be going on. They are electing officers, legislators, speakers, representatives in the House of European Parliament, Brussels. So election is coming up. We want to let our viewers know that if you are a citizen, look through the portal. There's a portal we'll make available here now. where you can go through the registration and vote. We need to all get involved in all of these things: policy making, decision making, democratic solutions rest in our hands. Guys, it's time to go. Au revoir. George, thank you. And George, we wish you a happy birthday celebration as you go. Yes.
Yeah, we'll come live. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me tonight as I celebrate my birthday. It's going to go live. Compliments of Mike Godwin Iwajuwan and SSM.
Yes.
We're going to have a good time today.
All right. Have a beautiful weekend. Raji, go enjoy your weekend.
A great weekend.
Godwin, bye-bye, guys.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.